So you have a teenager and you want what's best for them, but sometimes you just don't know what to do. I mean, we've all been there, right? Well, welcome to How to Be the Parent Your Teenager Needs You to Be, where with each episode we explore the issues, the concerns, the questions, and the challenges that you face as a parent with a teenager. If your goal is to empower your teenager to be their absolute best and to bring the peace, joy, warmth, and love back into your home, well, you've come to the right place. Well, in today's episode, this is week 3 of the 6-week challenge that I presented on no blaming, no complaining, and no justifying. So let's discuss some thoughts for week 3. Well, hello again, everyone. My name is Jim White, and I'm an author, coach, and the founder of the Family Enrichment Academy. And in today's episode, this is week 3 of our No Blaming, No Complaining, and No Justifying challenge. And I have a few insights to share for this week. But before we get started, I did have a couple of other items that I wanted to touch on. First of all, on behalf of your teenager, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your commitment to being a better parent and having a growth mindset. You know, having a growth mindset is just going to be critical to getting through your teenager's teen years. And actually, it's one of the foundational elements of our Family Enrichment Academy Hero community. Now, if you're not familiar with our community, be sure to check out our introductory episode, which is episode 1 of this podcast. Now, the second thing I wanted to bring up is I do have a free resource for you. A lot of times I get the question of, what's the secret to getting my teenager to open up and talk more? Well, the simple answer is to ask better questions. And so what I have is a free resource. It's 10 questions you should never ask your teenager. Think of these as like conversation killers. And then I also have 10 great questions. These are the conversation starters. And again, it's a free resource, so there's a link in the show notes. You can click that link and it'll take you right to the page where you can download those questions. So let's move on to our week 3 insights for our No Blaming, No Complaining, and No Justifying challenge. Well, what I wanted to throw out today, first of all, and I mentioned this in episode 1 or week 1 of the challenge, but I just want to re-emphasize it, and that is to now I want you to be sure to invite your teenager to participate in this challenge with you. So encourage them to see if they can go through a period, these next 3 weeks without any complaining, justifying, or blaming. And again, share with them that part of the premise here and what we're trying to accomplish is, share the idea that when you complain, blame, or justify, it really never helps to move a situation or a circumstance forward. And maybe you could even have a little conversation around that. Come up with some examples. Have them come up with some examples, maybe where they were blaming somebody, for example. And the question is, did that really move the situation forward? And it's only when we get past that then we can work to resolve or move things in a better direction. So invite them to participate. And another thing you can do is ask them to be an accountability partner with you. What I mean by that is you can watch out for each other, and they'll love this because they get a chance to catch you, if you will, when you're complaining, blaming, or justifying. They can sort of call you on it. And so you can be accountability partners for each other and sort of make it fun. I mean, this is intended to be an awareness exercise, but it's, it can be lighthearted. It doesn't have to be heavy. So, engage in a little bit. It's almost like a game trying to catch each other. So that's a little bit of my thought for this week. Make that part of this week's exercise is to invite your teen or engage your teen in this process. Now, as I've done with each of the other episodes, I tried to share a little bit from my past week on where I picked up or noticed some blaming, complaining, or justifying. And actually this week, since we talked about inviting your teenager, what popped in my head, it's not really a teenager now, she's 21 years old, but my youngest daughter, was home from college this past weekend. It was Thanksgiving week. And she had some assignments to complete over the weekend, and she was struggling with a little bit, and I noticed her complaining, blaming, and justifying. First of all, she was justifying. The issue was the particular work, she was doing some coding work. It was computer-based, technology-based, and her computer didn't have the capacity to do it. So the first thing she was doing was justifying not getting it done before she came home because her computer was just not capable. So there was a little justifying there. And then next she started complaining a little bit about just having to do the work while she was home on Thanksgiving break. And then finally, just blaming her older computer a little bit. And so I noticed her doing that some. Now, I didn't call her on it primarily because, and I have to say I was really kind of proud of her, she was really quick to let go of that and move on to, okay, what do I need to do to make, to move this project forward? Which I was happy for that to see. I mean, she was there for, stuck in it for a minute, but then she very quickly let go of that and moved on, which is what we're trying to do. Because again, while you're in that mode, you can't really move the project forward. So anyway, a few insights and thoughts for this week around our 6-week challenge. So before we sign off though, I did want to remind everybody that I do have that free resource for you. It's those 10 questions you should never ask your teenager, followed up by the 10 questions you should be asking. So again, click that link below. You'll be able to go right to the website and download that resource. As always, it's truly an honor to be able to serve and support you as you move along your parenting journey. And I just encourage you to be the hero within your family and be the one that takes a stand for, having a growth mindset and shifting your mindset and being more love-based within your home. That's it for this week. Until we talk next time, remember, a change in perspective changes everything.